The following sports broadcast is a special presentation of Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg. It's time for the excitement of West Virginia high school basketball, featuring the Martinsburg Bulldogs. Today's high school basketball broadcast is being brought to you by
Miller Honda of Winchester, the Mirius Group at Ameriprise Financial, Parsons Ford, Smallwood Small Insurance, Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, the Berkeley County Health Department, Luttrell LC Real Estate Attorney, Mike Folk for Governor, W. Harley Miller Systems, Carpet World, Bechtel Jewelers, Hagerstown Ford, the Brown Funeral Homes, WVU Medicine, and Panhandle Dumpsters.
And now, let's go courtside and join our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team with today's pregame show.
Martinsburg Fieldhouse, where today it's high school boys basketball and a rematch of the season opener as the Martinsburg Bulldogs welcome in the Stafford Indians out of Falmouth, Virginia, just outside of Stafford, and looking forward to this matchup as the Indians come in 3-3, but winners of 2 in a row. Martinsburg is 3-2 and trying to get the bitter taste of a really bad loss out of their mouths the last time they were out on the floor. For Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV10 Sports, I'm Matt Miller along with Matt Crawford. We've got John Alderton running our TV10 camera and Eric Sterick, our engineer at the studio. Matt, we've got to start with the last time out for Martinsburg. It was not pretty in a 72-49 loss against Freedom. That was back on December the 28th. They've certainly had some time to think about that one and work on things heading into this matchup.
Yeah, I think not pretty is the nice way of saying it. They got run up and down the floor, really. It was a great night the night before, a valiant comeback against North Stafford to get the win, but only played about half of a good basketball game in that one. Then came back out against Freedom, and you were wondering how the momentum from that 21-4 run to finish out the day before was going to impact their play. The first quarter, not bad, 17-17 all. Going into the half, 39-32, so Martinsburg's still in it. But that second half, you could tell that Freedom had their legs underneath them. They were ready to play, and I think Martinsburg really just ran out of gas. You could tell in their shot selection. You could tell in when they would put up shots. A lot of them would be short. You could tell the legs just weren't there. So hopefully with some time off, Martinsburg can come out and have a better performance than their last time out right here on the courts of the Fieldhouse.
You mentioned that bad second half. They were outscored 33-17 in that second half, and part of the reason the Dogs committing 19 turnovers, which was a season high. Obviously want to protect the basketball today in this one. Meanwhile, the Stafford Indians, after opening the season with a 64-63 win over these Martinsburg Bulldogs, dropped their next 3 games, albeit against some pretty stiff competition that Martinsburg's familiar with. A loss at North Stafford and a loss at Freedom. Then came a loss at Western Albemarle in their tournament. After that, back-to-back wins, 47-37 over Liberty and 63-49 against Nelson County the last time out. That was on December 30th. So Stafford hopefully beginning to turn things around after that 3-game losing streak.
Well, if they want to continue to do what they're going to do, they're going to have to run through Jacob Donover like they did in the first game against Martinsburg. The young man came out and had 36 points and really was the sole reason that they were even in that game, nonetheless won that game to open the season. It was the first game of the season for both of these teams, so you expect that the rest of the roster has improved a little bit, like you were going to see out of this Martinsburg team as well. But Martinsburg's got their hands full with Donover and the rest of this Indian team.
Should be a good one here on this Saturday late afternoon. 3-3 Stafford visiting the 3-2 Martinsburg Bulldogs. Well, the pregame show is being brought to you by W. Harley Miller Systems, providing custom integration services from home and office automation to home theater networking, audio, video distribution, and more. Find them online at whmsystems.com or phone them at 304-350-1931. We'll take a break, and on the other side, see what else is going on around the Eastern Panhandle Athletic Conference. It's our check of the area schedule. It's West Virginia High School boys basketball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV10.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Let's talk trash, because when it comes to trash, you have options. Panhandle Dumpsters is a local family-owned garbage hauling company serving both residential and commercial customers with weekly trash pickup, dumpster service, yard waste pickup, and bulk pickups too. Panhandle Dumpsters will give you a free trash can and provide curbside service for just $23 a month. Panhandle Dumpsters features a fleet of quieter, eco-friendly garbage trucks, thereby reducing the noise usually associated with pickup. Switch now and save up to 30%. Call 833-DUMP-STR, panhandledumpsters.com.
We welcome you back into the Martinsburg Field House. The Bulldogs getting ready to host the Stafford Indians. As we get ready for this one, let's see what else is going on around the Eastern Panhandle Athletic Conference. There is a game that was to have taken place earlier today. We will be efforting a score from this one as we go through our game today. Spring Mills was hosting Woodgrove. That was scheduled to be a 1:30 in the afternoon start. The Spring Mills boys trying to get back in the win column after dropping a pair of games at the Skip Fowler Memorial Tournament here at Martinsburg on December 27th and 28th. That has the Cardinals at 3-3 heading into that matchup today against Woodgrove. Next up for the Cardinals, they would entertain South Hagerstown next Tuesday. Matt, meanwhile, Hedgesville went 1-2 at a tournament in Charleston, South Carolina. That was the 27th, 28th, and 30th of December.
But how about those 2 losses being by a combined 4 points against very stiff competition?
Absolutely. They got the win against Colton County to start, 60-49, then played the host team in the winner's bracket on day 2, suffered a 57-55 loss, and then against Summersville, South Carolina, in the finale of that tournament, suffered a 42-40 loss, and that one went to overtime. So the Hedgesville boys now 6-2, and despite the losses, got to imagine that they are a better basketball team for the experiences they had in that tournament.
That's the exact reason you do those tournaments. You don't go down there just to get games. You go down there to get games against opponents that are going to make you better. You don't make the trip across the mid-Atlantic region all the way down to South Carolina just to get some games, and you go down there to get better. You go down there to get good experience and see how you look against some of the best from other states. So I think Hedgesville accomplished, maybe not win-loss wise, but I think head coach Kelly Church will tell you that they accomplished their goal going down there in that tournament.
Next up for Hedgesville on Monday, they will entertain Fort Hill, and then next Saturday, they host Spring Mills. The Jefferson boys are 4-3. They were in action last night, scored a 71-64 victory at Hampshire. They've won 2 of their last 3 as Jefferson climbs above the 500 mark. And next up for the Cougars, they host the Martinsburg Bulldogs on Tuesday.
Yeah, so back-to-back regional games. That was a sectional game against Hampshire last night, so a good win for the Cougars. And 71 points, not a bad showing offensively. I'm sure that they would like to have kept Hampshire a little bit lower than 64, although not real sure what Hampshire's doing this year. I haven't been up to date with what they've been doing so far, but usually not the strongest team in the region, so I'm sure that Jefferson's defense would have preferred to not give up 64 points, but 71 points against a sectional and regional opponent, I think they'll take that every day of the week.
Meanwhile, Musselman has dropped back-to-back games. They went to Hurricane on Thursday, lost by 10, 78-68, and then at St. Albans last night and suffered a 57-45 defeat. That has Musselman now at 3-3 on the season. Next up for the Applemen, they're at Washington next Tuesday, and then here at Martinsburg next Friday. Again, a case for a relatively young team, even though they didn't get wins, to go see that competition from the southern part of the state will definitely help Musselman.
Yeah, it's teams that if you want to make another run to Charleston like Musselman has done the past several years, you want to know how you stack up against those teams, because those are the teams you're going to see once you get into the postseason. So I think, again, not necessarily the results you wanted if you're Musselman, but I think Coach Basile probably, again, just like Kelly Church was, pretty proud of the way his team handled themselves down in southern southern part of the state.
Meanwhile, the Washington boys, we know, are 1-3, but we're still missing a game from a tournament at James Wood in Winchester back on the 27th and 28th. Last time out for Washington on December 30th, a 68-66 loss at Hampshire. Washington will be hosting Musselman in their next game on Tuesday of next week. Let's talk quickly freshman boys basketball as Martinsburg got a win at Kaiser on Thursday, 59-44, so they are 4-0. And the JV boys with a 44-36 victory over Stafford just a few minutes ago. They wrapped up, and that has the Martinsburg JV boys at 2-1. That is our check of the area schedule. On the other side of this break, we'll hear from Martinsburg head coach Dave Rodgers as we get set for today's game. Martinsburg hosting Stafford. Back with the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show after this timeout. It's West Virginia High School boys basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Hello, I'm Michael Falk, a lifelong resident of West Virginia, husband and father. I worked my way through school and life with honesty, hard work, and determination. These principles have served me well in athletics, education, farming, and aviation, and have carried me through years of fighting for a more accountable government at the local and state level. These same core principles will allow me to serve you well in Charleston. I believe true leadership is sticking your neck out for right, even when it goes against the establishment. You can help me put principle over politics and beat the odds one more time.
Who should you call when it comes to your real estate legal needs?
This is Chris Luttrell, local real estate attorney with offices in Martinsburg and Charlestown. Let's be direct. Buying or selling your home is a matter not to be taken lightly. At my firm, Luttrell LC, we possess the experience and knowledge to represent you and ensure your most important investment is protected. Give us a call at 304-267-3050, 304-267-3050, because at Luttrell LC, your home is our business.
Welcome back into the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show. Time now to hear from Martinsburg head coach Dave Rodgers. At halftime of the JV game, we got a chance to sit down on the bench courtside and talk about, well, the last time out for the Dogs, that 72-49 loss against Freedom. That's where our conversation begins.
Well, you know, I thought the night before we had a great comeback, and the kids were all excited. Freedom has gotten better. I saw them earlier in the year, and I really think they've gotten better. Freedom did a real nice job of running their offense, and we got caught up in some places where we switched and we shouldn't have. We got caught up where we're not off to the ball. I mean, they just totally exposed us defensively. And when we went back and broke the film down, that wasn't a pretty day in the film room. But you know what? You got to learn by those things. You know, no one likes to lose, but by golly, if you're going to take a loss, you better at least smart enough to learn from it. I think we have. We've been working at it. It's just we've had so many. We have an injury, and then a player's out, and then a player's back, and one other's out, and one other back. The continuity that we had last year when we started is not there yet, and I think we can be good. But right now, we're struggling a little bit, and we're just looking for some kids to step up and take a bigger role.
How good was it to maybe have some practice days coming off of that game to work on some of those things, or would you have rather been able to get right back on the floor in a game setting?
Oh, no. When you make that many mistakes and you watch film, you have to have time to go back and break that down piece by piece and correct it. And hopefully we've done that. We're going to see tonight. You know, again, we're just so thin with the numbers that we have that everybody has to do their part. It can't be one person rebounding and one person. Everybody's got to do their part.
You do get one weapon back. Anthony Smith is back, and I see Trey Seger out there with no boot on. How soon will you get him back from injury?
Well, we're happy to have Anthony back. He came in and talked with us, and that's a pretty good man right there. But we really like him. He's a great kid. Then the other Trey does have his boot off, and he's telling me next Friday against Musselman he'll be ready to go. So we'll see.
All right, let's talk about your matchup today. You saw this Stafford team to open the season. They had a young man score 36 in that one. What do you look forward to in facing them again?
Well, we got to make sure he doesn't get 36 points, and we got to make sure everybody else takes care of their own too. You just have to, you have to be aware I mean, they run a nice double curl that's probably their bread and butter that we got caught up in a couple times last time we played them. And we just have to do the basic fundamentals. Don't turn this ball over. Block out, rebound, run the floor. We actually got beat. I think we gave up 18-2 in fast break points against Freedom. And that's basically because we had a point guard that drove to the basket and our two guard didn't get back. And, okay, one time is a mistake. After that, you're not concentrating. So we got to sprint that floor. My big key talk to my kids tonight is I want energy and effort. And if I can see energy and effort, it'll take care of itself.
Dave, thanks. Good luck.
Thank you, buddy.
And there you hear from Martinsburg head coach Dave Rodgers some of his thoughts heading into today's matchup with the Bulldogs hosting the Stafford Indians. Need to take another timeout on the other side of the break. We'll welcome back in Matt Crawford with our keys to the game. Stay tuned for more of the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show. It's West Virginia High School boys basketball on Talk Radio WRNRN TV 10.
Remember that last trip to the auto mechanic?
I also think your solenoid gasket is bad.
What?
Yep, that'll be another $500.
Forget that and go to D&N Auto Specialist at 230 Tavern Road, Martinsburg, where honesty is their best policy. Serving the Eastern Panhandle since 1974, D&N Auto is family-owned and operated, specializing in exhaust alignments and tires. From general maintenance to major overhauls, they'll treat you right. Call D&N Auto Specialist at 304-267-4078. Carpet World is more than just carpet. Carpet World specializes in a complete selection of hardwood floors by respected names like Armstrong, Bruce, Shaw, and Mohawk, and tile by Dowell Tile, American Oleum, and Mannington for all rooms in your home. And Carpet World can update your bathroom shower with very attractive ceramic tile walls and floor. Financing with up to 12 months deferred interest is available, along with experienced quality installation at Carpet World, 2330 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg. CarpetWorldofMartinsburg.com.
Along with Matt Crawford, I'm Matt Miller. John Alderton running our TV 10 and camera. Eric Sterick, our engineer and producer, back at the studio as we get ready for Martinsburg hosting Stafford. Let's check out our keys to the game, brought to you by Luttrell LC. Let Chris Luttrell hand you the keys to your new home for all of your real estate legal needs. Call Luttrell LC at 304-267-3050. Matt, let's start with the homestanding Martinsburg Bulldogs. What's a key for them to turn it around after such a tough loss last time out?
Well, I'm going to piggyback off of something that Coach Rodgers said in our pregame interview. They gave up a lot of fast break points, or at least a lot of odd man rushes in their last couple of games out of the Skip Fowler basketball tournament. So I think they need to play a little bit safer defensively and not try to do too much offensively so they can get back on defense. This is a Stafford team that has athletes on. We've seen that once this year, and if you give them those fast break opportunities, they're going to convert on a lot of them, which they did in the first meeting.
All right, let's turn our attention to the Stafford Indians. We've already talked about Jacob Dunover, 36 points the last time out. I'm going to assume one key is they got to find somebody else to score.
Yeah, that's exactly where I was going to go. While it's nice that Dunover had 36 points in the first game, only one other player in double figures for them, and the next closest was Jalen Smith with 6. So 2 players in double figures isn't going to be enough unless you have another outstanding game for Dunover. So I think their key in this one and this time out against Martinsburg is to try to share the basketball a little bit more and try to get more people involved and try to get more than 2 guys into double figures.
Well, and that second guy in double figures was Donovan Arneson, and he only had 11.
Yeah.
So that's a 25-point difference from the leading scorer down to the next leading scorer. We'll see how it plays out as these two teams are just about ready to have the lineups introduced to the crowd on hand here at the Fieldhouse. Well, keys to the game brought to you by Chris Luttrell at Luttrell LC. Locally owned, they know the business, and they're part of the community. You'll win every time when it comes to your real estate legal needs by calling Luttrell LC, 304-267-3050. Well, Matt, as we look a little deeper into that first matchup, Martinsburg led after one, 14-11, and led by one at the half, 21-20, but it was that third quarter that saw the Bulldogs fall behind by 5 and then ultimately could not catch up as they suffered a 64-63 loss. And one of the problems, free throw shooting, just 4 of 11 from the line.
Yeah, and that has slowly improved, but still I don't think it's where you want it to be for this Dogs team. They shot very well from the charity stripe in the Skip Fowler tournament, but they need to convert at the line in what should be relatively free baskets. It's called the charity stripe for a reason, so convert when you get to the line.
Well, it is time now for a look at the starting lineups brought to you by D&N Auto Specialist. If your vehicle is not starting properly, start at D&N Auto to get it fixed right the first time. Family owned and operated since 1974. Call 304-267-4078. Let's begin with the Stafford Indians. Their starting lineup will see Adrian Penn, a senior, starting at a guard position. Amari Moorer, a sophomore, will get the start as well. Looks like a forward position. Joshua Wallace, a sophomore, will start at a guard position. Bruce Dupay will get a start as well. And we are also looking at Jacob Dunover, who will get the start. Did I hear that correctly?
Yes, you got Joshua Wallace, Adrian Penn, Bruce Dupay, Amari Moorer, and Jacob Dunover as your starting 5.
All right, let's turn our attention now to the coaching staff. William Richardson in his first year leading the Stafford Indians after serving as the JV head coach for 6 years, assisted by Kelvin Hamilton. Now for the Martinsburg Bulldogs, they're 3-2, led by head coach Dave Rodgers in his 41st year, 768 wins, 222 losses, assisted by Bruce Fowler, Richard Moore, Chris Berg, and Darrell Smith. For the Bulldogs, Kamari Endow, a 5'9 sophomore, starts at guard. Dorn Smith, a 6'3 junior, starts at forward. Telrin Villa is a 6'3 senior forward. Garrett Stobbs, a 6'1 junior guard, and Teddy Marshall, a 6'2 senior guard. Lineups brought to you by D&N Auto Specialist. For all your automotive repair needs, give them a call at 304-267-4078. Back after this 2-minute break with the opening tip. It's high school basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
They're my closest friends. We've been through a lot together. Seeing our kids off to college, Kelly losing her mom, my 50th birthday, I trust them with so much. So when it came to my finances, I trusted Kelly's referral to her Ameriprise advisor. Beth gives me the comprehensive advice that helps me feel confident my financial future is secure. With the right financial advisor, life can be brilliant. Ameriprise Financial.
Hi, this is Eric from Hagerstown Ford. I keep telling you that Hagerstown Ford has completely changed the car buying experience forever. And with a return policy easier than Walmart, Hagerstown Ford has a goal to deliver 350 cars and trucks per month. And when I say deliver, I mean deliver to you, where you are, just like Amazon does. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. The only way Hagerstown Ford can accomplish this extremely aggressive goal is to make the car buying process fast and easy. We simply refuse to play the dumb back and forth games that most dealerships want to play. There's absolutely no reason for you to waste your precious time at a car dealership. I assure you, there is no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. that can beat our price. There's no dealership that will allow you to return your new car if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely has the best price, and we'll bring the car to you. And if you don't want it, return it, period. No questions asked. There's no reason to buy anywhere else. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience and get your new ride delivered to you.
Contact dealer for details.
Let's talk trash, because when it comes to trash, you have options. Panhandle Dumpsters is a local family-owned garbage hauling company serving both residential and commercial customers with weekly trash pickup, dumpster service, yard waste pickup, and bulk pickups too. Panhandle Dumpsters will give you a free trash can and provide curbside service for just $23 a month. Panhandle Dumpsters features a fleet of quieter, eco-friendly garbage trucks, thereby reducing the noise usually associated with pickup. Switch now and save up to 30%. Call 833-DUMP-STR, panhandledumpsters.com.
The Martinsburg Fieldhouse ready for action to begin. Dupay and Villa in the center circle the ball in the air, and the tip going into the backcourt where it's controlled by Stafford. They're in the blue uniforms, white lettering and trim. Martinsburg, the white uniforms with black lettering and orange trim. Adrian Penn runs the point, guarded tightly by Kamarian Dow in this Bulldog man-to-man. That's Dunover with it now on this right wing. Good defense by Telrin Villa. A step back three from straight away off the front of the rim, and the rebound down on the floor picked up by Garrett Stobbs.
Martinsburg got away with one right there. Coming in quick for the offensive rebound was Dupay, and if he can hold on to that one, he split a couple of defenders to get that offensive rebound. Just couldn't hang on to it.
Bulldog basketball shooting at the hoop to our left. They'll go high post to Telrin Villa. Down the right side of the lane. He was being held as he forced up that shot. It came off the iron, no good, but he'll get a couple of free throws. You see the strength of Telrin Villa to fight through the foul on Jacob Dunover, who picks up the game's first and sends Villa to the line where he's a 67% foul shooter. 20 free throws made in 30 attempts on the season. First foul shot here is up and good. Villa, the Bulldog leading scorer, Matt, averaging 22 a game and has gone in double figures every game. Coming off a season low 14 last time out against Freedom. Foul shot up and good. Villa gets them both, and the Bulldogs have the early 2-0 lead. Working into the front court, Adrian Penn. Again picked up by Dow. Penn into the lane, and a traveling violation. Came to a jump stop just inside that foul line, and the feet shuffled, and that's a turnover.
Yeah, came to that jump stop. I don't think he realized that his feet slid, but you could see, especially that right foot, slid a little bit further. Noticed that last time defensively for Stafford, trying to work a little bit of a half-court trap and see if they stick with that all game or if that was situational.
Dorn Smith on the right wing beyond the arc, puts it on the floor against Dupay, gets down to the baseline, fouled as he went for the shot. And that's a bailout right there because Dorn Smith was actually underneath of the basket. That would have been an extremely difficult shot. But as it is, the foul goes on 32, Amari Moorer. That was Moorer coming over on the help side defense, as Smith did a nice job to get around Dupay. Free throw up and good for Dorn Smith, and that's a good sign. He was just 44% from the line, 4 for 9 coming in. Free throw up. This one's off the back iron, no good. Rebound on that far wing to Joshua Wallace. He gives it off to Penn, working into the front court. Still along that far sideline, dribbling to his right, and we've got a whistle and a foul away from the basketball. That'll go down as a turnover. It is an illegal screen, and that goes on 2 for Bruce Dupay.
And right now, Stafford is struggling to get into a rhythm offensively. Haven't seen a whole lot of success with them trying to run that half-court set. And you can see the frustration on Adrian Penn's face last couple of times down the floor.
Kamarian Dow into the front court for the Dogs on the wing left side. Goes around the defender and banks it up and in. That was not an easy shot for Kamarian Dow.
Yeah, hesitated right just a bit, enough to draw the defender, or at least freeze the defender for a moment, then went and finished on that left side of the basket. Good floater off the window.
Good body control and ball control, because he still had some speed when he let that one go, but put it right in the middle of that white window. That's what it's there for, right? Caroms off of that and right down into the basket. 5-0 is the Martinsburg lead they have on the scoreboard. Long three from the far wing for Dunover, off the mark, but there's Dupay, who was able to get the rebound and the putback.
And that time, he was able to get the offensive rebound. Garrett Stobbs had to go in and out, didn't really have to box out at all, just tried to grab it. He couldn't do it, and you saw Dupay able to come in and get the offensive rebound that he couldn't get a couple possessions back.
Teddy Marshall with a nice drive down the right side of the lane, gets to the rim and lays it up and in. 7-2 now, that Martinsburg advantage. Penn picking up the dribble, down with good pressure. Defense in the pass to that far side, out of bounds, and it'll belong to Martinsburg. I've got 3 early turnovers on Stafford, and Stafford going to burn a 30-second timeout. Let's take the 30-second break as well. 5:38 remaining in our opening quarter, in Martinsburg in front by 5.
My family, we're always on the move. Little brother is living it up.
What's up, sis?
See Mom made dinner?
I will see you there.
And my big brother, he's got his hands full. But when Mom says come home for dinner, what could possibly stand in our way? Nothing. When you're part of a family like this, you always show up. The Honda family of SUVs, awarded Best SUV Brand for 2019.
Miller Honda, south of Winchester, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. www.mymillerhonda.com.
7-2, the Martinsburg lead. They've got the basketball as we get action underway out of the Stafford 30-second timeout. Kamari and Dow giving off at the top of the key to Teddy Marshall, driving into the lane, shot rejected out of there by Dunover. No, that was Dupay with the rejection. Stobbs grabbed the loose ball and worked it underneath to Dorn Smith, left of the basket. He puts it up and in. A 9-2 Martinsburg lead. Hey, good drive. Even though you get the shot blocked, you got to be aggressive and take it to the rim, right? Down the left side of the lane, we have a traveling violation. That'll be turnover number 4 on Stafford. That is on Silas Mills. He is a senior.
And again, just no offensive half-court set so far for Stafford. They don't seem to be in any sort of rhythm as Garrett Stobbs going to try a 3.
That one rolls around the rim and out, but the rebound lost by 3 Stafford players into the hands of Telrin Villa. Villa with a double clutch move between a couple of defenders, fouled as he goes up, and another pair of free throws coming for Telrin Villa. That foul is on 2-4, and yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's Jalen Smith. We've got all kinds of mix-ups going on here with the roster from the opener to this one, and I kind of had a feeling the way things were looking when we gave the lineups. We'll see if we can get the corrections as we go. I have no idea what the issue is in this 2019-2020 basketball season, but rosters have become one of the biggest stinking adventures that you can find. I didn't think it was that hard. Players have jerseys. They wear jerseys. Should be the same throughout. But nonetheless, Villa makes 1 of 2 as he misses the second free throw. And Stafford will go the other way. Pass down the floor and taking it to the basket, Nicholas Belko. Belko's shot would not go, but there to grab that rebound is a young man we're not sure who right now. Pass in the lane, thrown away, taken by Telrin Villa. He'll go length of the floor and get to the rim and bank it up and in.
Right now, it doesn't matter who it is. Nobody can do anything offensively or really defensively for Stafford. There's another missed 3, a quick shot put up by Dunover, and Martinsburg quickly back the other way.
Yeah, Stobbs with the rebound quickly down the floor to Telrin Villa. Tough angle for Villa as he started on the left side of the rim, got to the right side, shot it up over Dunover. Dunover grabs that rebound and in the front court, a Bulldog able to get a hand in the passing lane and tip it out of bounds.
And Villa's got to slow that down. Martinsburg's got all the momentum, and that's a tough shot, driving baseline, going up underneath the basket. He's got to slow that down and play in the half court. Martinsburg's been doing that pretty successfully so far in this one. Another missed shot, but another offensive rebound for Stafford.
Yeah, the inbounds went to Dunover deep from that left sideline. He fired the 3. It was off the marker. Number 22 grabbed the rebound. And the foul was on Martinsburg's Kamari and Dow. And our number 22 going to the line, and the first free throw is up.
Looks like 22 is Josh Wallace.
So Josh Wallace wearing 22, able to put that one up and through. That would make a little more sense based on how things played out back in that opener, as we never saw number 22 get into the game back in that opener. All right, the second free throw rolls around the rim and out. Rebound going to Dorn Smith. Martinsburg with a 12-3 advantage. We're a little better than halfway through quarter number 1. Teddy Marshall from the top of the key pulls the trigger on a 3 and knocks it down, his 6th of the season. And the Martinsburg lead now 15-3.
Yeah, Marshall's now got 5. And Martinsburg is rolling right now offensively and really defensively.
Penetrating into the lane, putting it up with the left hand was Adrian Penn. His shot rolling off the iron, but 2 free throws are coming as Kamari and Dow picks up his second foul. Trying to effort a updated roster from Stafford. We'll see if we could get that from Chuck Taylor, who is doing the PA here. Adrian Penn at the line, and the foul shot is up and good. That'll make it 15-4. Second free throw coming. Penn scored 3 when these teams got together back on the 10th of December. He makes both foul shots. 15-5, that Bulldog lead at 10. Teddy Marshall in the front court avoiding a double team. Down low to Telrin Villa, reverse layup good. Working from left to right, gave a little ball fake and was able to get it up. Past a defender and to the rim. 17-5, should now be that Martinsburg lead. I didn't see it go up on the board. Dunover from straight away, his 3 off the rim in the backboard. Nice box out. Dorn Smith Outlet to Teddy Marshall up that far side. Feeding Anthony Smith in the lane, but threw it behind him. Dunover gets the steal. Down the floor to Penn. Right of the lane. Pulls up from 10 feet. Off the mark. But to tip it up and in, it's Jacob Dunover.
Dunover's first points of this ball game, unless I'm mistaken. And again, Martinsburg's got to box out defensively. That's now the third offensive rebound and the fourth opportunity for one that Stafford should have. So 4 offensive rebound opportunities for Stafford as we're not even through the first quarter yet.
Teddy Marshall on the right side of the floor, sees a lane, drives to the basket and puts it in. He's got 7 early points, 19-7. The Dogs push the lead back to 12. Seen that from a couple of guys already in this opening quarter. Martinsburg seeing a lane and getting to the rim. Moore with it on the near side of the floor, knocked away by Anthony Smith. Smith back out there, gives a lob at the rim for Telrin Villa, but the shot would not go. Rebound to Stafford, and they're the other way. Dunover in the front court, working a pass off to our number 10. I'll have to figure out now who that is. We thought that was Wallace earlier. It was not, so...
Having fun yet, buddy?
Not at all. Teddy Marshall on the wing left side. Controls that dribble. Sends on that far wing to Garrett Stobbs, to Dorn Smith in the corner, and the 3 from that right corner is off the mark, and the rebound controlled by Joshua Wallace. Dunover now into the front court. Slows things down with 1 minute and 48 seconds to play in quarter number 1.
Since he had 11 in the first match, I'm almost willing to bet that that's Arneson wearing that number 10.
Another turnover as Anthony Smith gets the steal at the midcourt stripe, and Smith takes it to the rim and lays it in. His first 2 points, and the Bulldogs are out in front 21-7. Thinking that's Arneson in number 10 maybe. Trying to remember faces from back then. Obviously, it's not working. Penn into the front court, driving to the foul line, tries a pass that's knocked away by Stobbs. He picks up that loose ball, dribbles through some traffic, and at the top of the key, we finally get a whistle. See who that one will go on for. Adrian Penn. Commits that personal foul. That's going to be his first. Team foul number 5, an inbounds opportunity for the Bulldogs. And Anthony Smith takes the basketball. Around a screen set by Villa, sends to Marshall. Left wing, deep 3, good. Teddy Marshall, red hot to get this one started.
And he's got 10 early here in the first quarters. We're now under a minute to play in quarter number 1 on the offense, clicking on all cylinders right now for the Dogs.
Yeah, that defense is as well. They've now forced 10 turnovers as a pass in the lane, knocked away and stolen into the front court. Marshall goes to Stobbs. His right wing 3 is up and good, and the Dogs have pushed the lead out to 20 at 20, 7-7.
Well, you know Garrett Stobbs is good for at least 1 or 2 of those a game. You leave him wide open in the corner, he's going to knock down more of those, and he's going to miss.
That's his 8th 3 on the season. Driving down the right side of the lane, Dunover drew contact and no foul called. His wild runner off the backboard of the rim and goes out of bounds, belonging to Martinsburg. There was an awful lot of contact, but no foul called one way or the other.
Yeah, I'm with him on that one. I think there should have been a call on that one. It's contact made, and yes, he was wild, but the defender didn't have feet set or anything. Dunover didn't lead with an elbow. I think there should have been a whistle blown there.
And the Dogs will look to hold for the final shot of this opening quarter. Marshall with it on that right sideline. Down to 9 seconds, 8 seconds. Looking to go one-on-one against Penn. Pulls up for a 3 and got it to go. Teddy Marshall with a 3 deep from the right side. Dunover floating a pass ahead towards midcourt as the horn sounds. And we have 8 minutes in the books, and it's the best 8 minutes that Martinsburg has had so far this season. We'll go to quarter number 2 after this 60-second break with Martinsburg leading 30-7.
Prepare for what's next or to plan ahead. We're here. Brown Funeral Home, a legacy of service since 1880.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Now still efforting to get the appropriate numbers for Stafford. We do know in the opening quarter they scored just 7 points. Donover, we believe Dupay, although I don't think that's right either, and Penn have 2 each. Leading Martinsburg, Marshall has 13. Garrett Stobbs on that right baseline drives towards the basket in his floater outside the lane, short, back the other way, Stafford, and it's Penn driving in on the left side and banks it up and in. Adrian Penn with the first bucket of quarter number 2, cuts that Martinsburg lead to 30-9. Teddy Marshall on the left side of the floor again, sees that lane, drives it to the rim and banks it up and in. He's got 15.
Just give the ball to Teddy Marshall right now and get out of his way. Everything is falling for number 15 right now.
And again, the help defense for Stafford has not been there. Martinsburg has been able to drive to the rim almost at will. Deep 3 from the right side, up and good for Jacob Donover, the senior who had 36 the first time these two teams met. Has his first long ball of the night and now has 5 points.
And it's not for a lack of effort from him so far. It's the 4-3 he's put up.
Luke Fowler in the lineup for Martinsburg. Hits the open 3 from the left corner. 35-12, the Martinsburg advantage. Down low, the pass works to Tyshawn Ellis is in number 10, we understand. So now he has a bucket. Driving down the left side of the lane for the Bulldogs, Anthony Smith. His layup is good off the glass. And the Martinsburg lead at 37-14.
And Anthony Smith, his first game back after a couple of not being with the team, and he's not missing anything right now defensively or offensively. 4 points now and a couple of steals on the defensive end.
Just had a steal and then quickly was fouled, still in the backcourt right near the top of the key. That foul's on Adrian Penn, and it's going to be his second. Thank you to Chuck Taylor. I think we finally have some numbers. Matt, I'll let you see what you can get from those. The foul in the backcourt, a non-shooting foul, and it's just the 6th team foul on Stafford. So the Bulldogs will inbound just about three-quarter court. Smith takes that ball from Garrett Stobbs and works into the front court. A little crossover dribble to his left, sends to Teddy Marshall deep on this left wing. To Stobbs out top in a traveling violation. Pretty easy call there. Stobbs started into a shooting motion and then decided to drive, and the feet not quite, well, maybe the hand not quite as fast as the feet. He didn't get the dribble down. 37-14, Martinsburg out in front. 2 minutes gone by here in quarter number 2. Donover out top has his pocket pick. Nice steal by Teddy Marshall. Marshall down the floor. Little Euro step as he cuts in on the right angle. Oh, but his layup attempt bounced around the rim and out.
First one he hasn't got to fall yet today. But a great move just to get to the basket, rattle around, went everywhere but drop through.
It did go out of bounds off of Jacob Donover, so Martinsburg will get it. Stobbs triggering that inbounds, looking, bounces it in to Sutherland, who's checked into the lineup, cutting down the left of the lane. He takes the pass and tried to get it right back to Stobbs, but it's knocked out of bounds by Stafford. 5:51 to play in our first half. Inbounds to Telrin Villa at the foul line. Dribbles into the lane and from about 6 feet out knocks down the short jumper. He's got 9 points. 39-14. Martinsburg in front. Out top with it, Ellis. Gives that one off to Wallace. Wallace dribbling to the foul line and got into no man's land. Threw it back out front where Donover was able to grab it. Now Jacob Donover into the lane, floater up and good.
Yeah, and I think Donover's starting to get into a little bit of a rhythm here in the second quarter. You see him a little more fluid with the basketball and a lot more like what we saw in that first matchup.
Anthony Smith goes coast to coast. He took the inbounds pass, went right down the floor, took it to the rim, and no one stopped him. Josh Wallace picks up his first team foul, number 7. It's a 2-shot opportunity for Anthony Smith, though, as he was fouled at the rim, and his free throw is up and good. Anthony Smith playing just one game this season, scored 4 points in the victory against Osborne up at the Handley Showcase. Did not attempt a free throw. He made the first but misses the second. Back the other way. Here comes Stafford trailing 40-16. See who our number 20 is.
20 is who we have.
20 is Nicholas Futrell.
Correct.
All right, so a deep three from the left side up and good for Jacob Dunover. And as you said, Matt, he's getting hot.
Yeah, took a few threes in that first quarter and just couldn't get any to go. I think starting to feel out his range a little bit. Missed his first couple short off the iron and now starting to connect.
Garrett Stobbs, driving the left baseline, gives out in the right corner to Sutherland. He gets to the rim, but his shot a little strong. Backside rebound to Stobbs. His shot knocked around a little bit as it was blocked and goes out of bounds to the Bulldogs.
Be a baseline inbounds for Garrett Stobbs. Stobbs did a good job of waiting at the basket after he dished that one off, seeing if it was going to be a missed shot, and was able to come up with the offensive rebound.
Stobbs going to come out. Luke Fowler will trigger the inbounds baseline left side. Gets it in the corner to Telrin Villa. His three off the mark. And the rebound to Dunover. Into the front court. Had it knocked away, but out of bounds into the Bulldog bench by the hustling Anthony Smith. He's done a great job on the defensive end. 40-19, the Bulldog advantage. Still 4:24 to play in our first half. Could the Dogs be pushing a 100-point game? And you look at that scoring
I'll let
now.
you say it, not me.
Dunover with a deep three from the right side, off the front of the rim, and the long rebound. Karams beyond the three-point line where it's grabbed by Telrin Villa. Villa goes coast to coast and puts it up and in. Went down the right side of the lane, used the glass for two.
And right now, Martinsburg able to penetrate as much as they want to. The defense for Stafford just really can't pick up anything down low. Great cut by Dunover.
Yeah, Dunover driving or cutting along that right angle. Took the feed and drew the contact. He'll get 2 free throws as the foul goes on Luke Fowler. His first, but just the team's third foul. Dunover to the charity stripe. Go back to that opener, and he was solid in every aspect, including from the free throw line, and this one is up and good.
Yeah, you look at Dunover's numbers, and 8 for 8 from the charity stripe as well in that first game. And free throws are one of the things that usually takes a little while for you to get into a rhythm of in-game. Was not a problem for Mr. Dunover.
Free throw up and good. Dunover gets them both. 42-21. Martinsburg out in front. They led 30-7 after one. Teddy Marshall on the right wing, started to drive, backed out for the three, and missed it off the left side of the rim, and the rebound out of bounds off Luke Fowler.
Oh, if there was one that Marshall wanted to go, it was that one. Threw the brakes on Dunover, flew right by, gave Marshall one of the more open threes he's had yet today, and just wasn't able to knock it down.
Penetrating down the right side of the lane on the dribble is Josh Wallace, and we've got a whistle and a foul on the Bulldogs. That one looks like it will go on 2-1. Anthony Smith, his first, team's fourth. That foul on the floor. And the inbounds will come from Tyshawn Ellis. Ellis, baseline right side, lobs it out top, and grabbing it right on the midcourt stripe. No backcourt there was Wallace. And Wallace now, as he gets to the left elbow on the foul line, splitting a double team, is fouled. That one may go on Telrin Villa. No, it is on Anthony Smith. So his second, team's fifth. No violation there because he caught it while straddling the backcourt line. The throw could take him all the way into the backcourt. It didn't matter where he caught that one, even though the inbounds was coming from the front court. So the inbounds, and they work it quickly into the left corner to the Stafford Indians, and Dunover firing a three. Cannot get the shot to go, but he'll get free throws as he's fouled in the act, and that one goes on Dorn Smith. Bulldogs just like that, picking up 3 quick fouls.
It was Stafford picking up the fouls early in the first quarter. Now the second quarter, the Dogs playing a little bit of sloppy defense.
Free throw for Dunover on the way, and it rolls around the rim and out, no good. He'll get 2 more as he was fouled while shooting the three-pointer from that left corner. This foul shot on the way, and it is good. So right now he's made 1 out of 2 with more to come.
And so rare is the 3 foul shots that you just saw Doran Smith jump in and start to grab that ball to go inbound it from the baseline. The referees had to say, hey, wait, he's got one more.
He made 2 out of 3. Dunover coming to life here in this second quarter. 42-23, Dogs still in command in this one. By the way, the Mountaineers at the half lead at number 3 Kansas 30-24. West Virginia trying to do something they haven't done since the 50s. Win back-to-back games against the 2 and 3 ranked teams in the nation. Kamari and Dow from the right side off the dribble, missing from about 12 feet out. Back the other way, Stafford. They work to Wallace in that left corner. His 3 off the mark, and the rebound to Teddy Marshall. Marshall up the floor all the way to the basket, and his underhand scoop shot goes off the back of the iron. But we've got a whistle and a foul.
And Futrell had a wide-open 3 on that left wing and decided that he was going to dish it rather than take a wide-open 3. Not sure what the thought process was behind that to give up a wide-open shot and try to force something else elsewhere.
Free throw coming for Teddy Marshall, has yet to shoot from the foul line. In this one, puts it up and through. He is a 74% foul shooter, 14 of 19 coming in. 43-23, that Bulldog lead again at 20. They led by 23 after 1. Free throw on the way, rolls around the rim, pops out. Dunover grabs the rebound. Back the other way, here comes Stafford. Dribbling into the front court, Dunover giving it off to Wallace in that left corner. He'll drive the baseline, float it up, and get it to go. Joshua Wallace has 3.
Good floater by Wallace. Good job throwing the brakes on, using the body, and finishing with a soft touch at the rim.
Telrin Villa, right of the lane, goes against 3 defenders, gets the shot to go, and there is a foul, a 3-point opportunity for Villa. He's got 6 in the quarter and 13 in the game. Wallace picks up his second, team foul number 9. And Villa to the line where he's already 3 for 4. I'm sure head coach Dave Rodgers and the staff liking the effort and what they're seeing in this one compared to how it played out against Freedom back on December 28th.
Well, you're looking at 2 completely different ball teams right now.
Now the free throw good, Villa able to complete the 3-point play on the other end. Ellis's 3-pointer from the right side off the mark, and Martinsburg quickly the other way, and Teddy Marshall fouled as he drove in on the left angle, went for the reverse layup, did not get it, but 2 free throws are coming as Jacob Dunover picks up his second.
And Matt, I talked about in the pregame show how in the game against Freedom, Martinsburg just seemed like their legs were underneath them and just were never really in sync as Teddy Marshall connects on his first foul shot. Right now, Stafford looking a lot like Martinsburg did in that Freedom game. Right now, Martinsburg doing anything they want to offensively. And right now, Stafford just can't get anything going offensively. Martinsburg's in a good defensive position no matter where they are.
So Teddy Marshall gets the free throws to go, right?
Yeah, I got both of them.
48-25. Still trying to get my roster corrected. Belko in the front court, passes to Futrell down in the right corner, and a traveling violation on Nicholas Futrell. He's just a freshman, young guy out there. Our roster, all we have are grades. And now, hopefully, appropriate numbers.
So everybody is either a tallish guy or a average tight guy or a shorter guy. It's our official heights for Stafford.
Teddy Marshall into the front court, picked up by James Robinson, who has checked into that Stafford lineup. Gives to Doran Smith, penetrating into the lane, has the ball slapped away, and it's Robinson who comes up with a loose ball. I've got that as just 3 Bulldog turnovers. Quick pass ahead to Amari Moorer. Moorer in the lane feeds Belko. He couldn't handle it cleanly, then misses the shot, and the rebound tipped out of bounds on the far side by Futrell. It will belong to Martinsburg. Oh, that's a golden opportunity for points that Stafford let get away. A minute 30 to play here in our first half. 48-25, all Martinsburg looking to improve to 4-2. Fowler driving baseline right side, uses the left hand for the shot, left it short, Belko the rebound. Giving the outlet to Moorer into the front court, he'll slow it down. Passes off to Ellis, into the lane, feeds Belko, low post right side, off his hand, taken away by Stobbs. Down the floor to Dorn Smith, and the one-hand slam off the back of the rim, no good. Long rebound controlled by Robinson.
We saw Dorn Smith able to bring the gym down a few games back with one of those dunks. That one a little too strong, going up too forceful as that one rang off the back of the iron.
And we will have a foul on Luke Fowler of Martinsburg as Stafford grabbing the rebound off that missed dunk, working into the front court, and Fowler along with Dorn Smith both trying to track down James Robinson and maybe get that steal from behind, and could not do it. That's now 7 team fouls. So Robinson, who is a senior, to the line for the front end of the 1-and-1. Foul shot, wow, flat and off the rim.
And barely grazed the bottom of the rim on its way in. That was not a textbook definition of what a foul shot should be.
Stobbs grabbed that rebound, and the Dogs quickly into the front court. Garrett Stobbs at the top of the key, gives to Villa. Right side three on the way, off the back rim. Stobbs the rebound. His bank shot rims in and out, and Belko clears. Quick outlets going to Robinson into the front court. He dribbles it off his foot, off the hand of Marshall, picked up by Stobbs. That's a turnover. 15th officially for Stafford. Ahead to Telrin Villa. His shot rolled off the rim on the layup attempt, but the rebound got tipped to Stobbs, who gets the putback basket.
And Stobbs, I think right now the shortest guy on the floor, at least for Martinsburg, that is, and he is all over the offensive boards last couple of trips up the floor.
50-25, the Bulldogs halfway to that century mark. 6 seconds remaining in our first half, and we'll have an offensive foul. I thought they might get a travel on Amare Moorer, who was moving from right to left, got into the lane, banged into a Bulldog player. I thought he shuffled the feet ahead of time, but as it is, Moorer picks up his second.
Yeah, Moorer pinned the ball to his hip driving down the left side of that lane, so I think either way should have been Martinsburg basketball.
Marshall into the front court, and from the right side of the floor, still about 40 feet away, has his bank shot go off the backboard of the rim, no good. And we have reached the intermission, and at the half, Martinsburg has the commanding 25-point lead. We'll be back in 60 seconds to get into our Smallwood Small Insurance halftime show at the intermission. It's Martinsburg 50 and Stafford 25.
Floodwaters can spread E. coli bacteria. Here's Bill Kearns from the Berkeley County Health Department about what to do if your well is tested positive.
If it's just a one-time contamination, you can superchlorinate your well, which we have instructions at the health department. They could call and talk to us. You're providing an excessive amount of bleach down the well. Then you do a runoff to get that out of the system, to get the bleach through your lines, get any contamination out there. You do a runoff of so long, and then you can have it tested again.
The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court in Martinsburg. Call 304-263-5131.
If you hang the WVU Medicine sign, certainly has helped take us to another level.
Evolving what we try to do as physicians and as a health system and organization is the mission of WVU Medicine, and it's an exciting mission to be a part of.
With the knowledge and the years of practice that they've put into this institution, you know, they know a lot. They can help you, and they've helped me a lot.
Having people treated locally enhances their overall care.
We welcome you back into the field house here at Martinsburg High School, where the Bulldogs have a 25-point halftime lead. Along with Matt Crawford, I'm Matt Miller. John Alderton running our TV 10 and camera. Eric Sterick is our engineer and producer at the studio. Matt, as we break this one down, Martinsburg got out to the 4-0 lead, made it actually 5-0 before the first bucket for Stafford. The Bulldogs, after the 5-2 lead, they'll stretched it quickly out to a 12-2 lead. Stafford got a free throw to cut it to 12-3, but Martinsburg pushed it out to 15-3 after Stafford cut it back to 10 at 15-5. Well, they got it to 10 again at 17-7, and Martinsburg went on a 13-0 run to close out quarter number one and led 30-7 after the first 8 minutes.
And at that point, you kind of got the feeling that it was going to be Martinsburg's day. Really, everything falling for them offensively and really playing phenomenal defense as well. Only giving up 7 points in that first quarter, 25 overall in the first half, but really good at the defensive end of the floor. And offensively, right now, Teddy Marshall getting everything to fall other than really a couple of shots. Telrin Villa having a great great day, and they're getting a lot of contributors. And defensively, it looks like for Stafford offensively, it's basically what we saw in the first matchup. Right now, it is all the Jacob Dunafer show in this one.
Yeah, Martinsburg getting the job done on the defensive end. They've been able to at least hold Dunafer in check, you might say, but also they've been able to force 15 turnovers out of the Stafford Indians in this first half. That's after Stafford had just 8 turnovers when these teams met back in that season opener, and that's part of the reason why Martinsburg was able to push that lead out to 25, outscoring Stafford 20-18 in that second quarter.
Yeah, it was basically defensively, you're not going to keep a team like Stafford that has the athletes they do to 7 points each quarter. That's just not going to happen. They played very good defense in that first quarter. Second quarter played a little more realistic, I think, to what we would expect to see. But overall, I think Martinsburg's had one of the best halves they've had, if not the best half they've had all season long.
Absolutely, and as a result, the Bulldogs have a 25-point halftime lead. Well, stay tuned. We've got more of our halftime coming up, brought to you by Smallwood Small Insurance in Martinsburg. Auto, home, life, business, disability, retirement. Hey, they're your total insurance solution. Call Smallwood Small at 304-263-3361. At the intermission, Martinsburg out in front of Stafford, 50-25. It's West Virginia High School boys basketball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10.
They're my closest friends. We've been through a lot together. Seeing our kids off to college, Kelly losing her mom, my 50th birthday. I trust them with so much. So when it came to my finances, I trusted Kelly's referral to her Ameriprise advisor. Beth gives me the comprehensive advice that helps me feel confident my financial future is secure. With the right financial advisor, life can be brilliant. Ameriprise Financial.
Who should you call when it comes to your real estate legal needs?
This is Chris Luttrell, local real estate attorney with offices in Martinsburg and Charlestown. Let's be direct. Buying or selling your home is a matter not to be taken lightly. At my firm, Luttrell LLC, we possess the experience and knowledge to represent you and ensure your most important investment is protected. Give us a call at 304-267-3050, 304-267-3050, because at Luttrell LLC, your home is our business.
We are at the half here at the Martinsburg Field House. Earlier in the JV game, Martinsburg's boys got the victory over Stafford, 44-36, improving to 2-1. Meanwhile, the freshman boys are now 4-0, as on Thursday of this week, they got the new year started with a 59-44 victory at Kaiser. The varsity boys looking to start the new year right as well and get into the win column, as they are currently 3-2. Their slowest start through 5 games in the last 5 years.
It's not a bad thing to have 3-2 be a slow start early in the season with the kind of team they have.
Yeah.
Not a bad thing at all. It says a lot about how good this program's been.
Meanwhile, the Martinsburg girls basketball team scoring a victory over Hedgesville on Thursday night, 58-35, improving to 3-2. Hedgesville, with that loss, somewhere around 2 wins, 5, maybe 6 losses, as I'm still missing a game from them playing at the Hancock, Maryland tournament. The Jefferson girls are 3-5 after splitting a pair of games at the James Wood Holiday tournament. Jefferson and Martinsburg, by the way, will be meeting at Jefferson on Monday night. The Musselman girls 7-1 on Thursday. They scored a come-from-behind 43-40 win over Spring Mills. Next up for the Musselman girls, they will host Washington on Monday. Spring Mills is playing University today. They're 2-4 after that loss against Musselman. And next Tuesday, the Spring Mills girls will play at South Hagerstown. And the Washington girls, right now, we've got them at 1 win and 2 losses, but again, still efforting some scores from their games. Let's again check in on the Mountaineers at the half. Out at number 3, Kansas, number 16, West Virginia. Well, they've now started that second half. They're a little better than 3.5 minutes in, and Kansas tightening things up. 34-32. The Mountaineers with that 2-point advantage. And coming up on our radio airwaves after that Mountaineer game, we'll join the NFL playoffs in progress. They're already underway.
Right now it is Buffalo leading the Texans 7-0. And Matt, Josh Allen, a touchdown reception to get the Bills up 7-0.
Oh,
yes,
boy.
that is the quarterback hauling one in on some trickery for the first touchdown of the game, the first touchdown of the 2020 playoffs now, the 2019 season. 12:49 remaining in the second quarter of that one. 1st and 10, Buffalo at the Houston 32.
All right, we'll be back to look at the numbers from the first half after this 60-second break. Martinsburg leading Stafford 50-25.
Shop Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram today and find over 150 new and used vehicles to choose from. From gas savers to SUVs to four-wheel drive trucks, all of the new and most of the pre-owned vehicles come standard with a lifetime powertrain warranty. Now you can drive away with peace of mind knowing your vehicles are covered for life. And the best part about it, there are no service requirements with Miller's, and it's all included to you at no extra cost. That's right, no extra charge, and you're not required to service with us. Just follow the manufacturer's recommendations, and you're covered for life. With great quality vehicles and a great price, you can't miss with Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Our courteous, experienced, and professional staff is waiting to assist you with finding the perfect vehicle that fits all of your needs. Unbeatable deals and excellent financing is right down the road. Stop in today. Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Route 9 and Kelly Island Road, just east of Martinsburg, or online at MillerChryslerJeep.com. Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
Time to take a look at our first half numbers as we wrap up the Smallwood Small Insurance halftime show. First half stats brought to you by Mike Folk for Governor. Accountable, ethical, responsible. Learn more at folk4wv.com. Paid for by Mike Folk for Governor. All right, Matt, give us the individuals.
Starting with Martinsburg, 2 points for Kamari and Dow, 3 for Doran Smith, 14 for Telrin Villa, 7 in each of the first 2 quarters, 5 for Garrett Stobbs, 18 for Teddy Marshall, just 5 in that second quarter, a 13-point opening quarter, 5 for Anthony Smith, welcome back, and 3 for Luke Fowler. For Stafford, 2 for Tyshawn Ellis, 3 for Joshua Wallace, 4 for Adrian Penn, 2 for Bruce Dupay, and 14 for Jacob Dunover.
Team totals look like this. Martinsburg's hit 5 threes to just 2 3-pointers for Stafford. From the line, the Bulldogs 9 of 13, that's 69%. Stafford 7 of 10, 70%. The Indians committed 11 fouls, Martinsburg 7 fouls. Rebounding +2 edge for Stafford, 18-16. And the turnover edge, how about +12 for Martinsburg, committing only 3 turnovers. I've got Stafford at 15 turnovers.
Taking a step in the right direction for sure.
Well, it's Stafford who gets the basketball to start this second half. They work it to Penn with the pass going right back to the inbounder Ellis, but knocked away and stolen by Doran Smith. Into the front court. There is Teddy Marshall driving on the right angle. His shot with the left hand would not go, and Dupay pulls down the rebound. Back the other way. Penn stops and pops just left of the lane. Adrian Penn from about 12 feet away has his second bucket of the night. 50-27. I say the night. How about the late afternoon? Kamari and Dow with a lob towards the rim, and it's put up and in by Telrin Villa on a nice cut down that left baseline.
Yeah, and Villa able to elevate himself and good body control while airborne to get that, bring it in, and then lay it softly off the glass.
Backdoor cut down the right baseline for Tyshawn Ellis. Takes the bounce feed from Penn and gets the floater to go. 52-29 Martinsburg. Stafford looking like a little more of an offensive rhythm to start this second half. Down the right side of the lane, Teddy Marshall cutting, takes the pass from Doran Smith, has to dribble it out and give it on the right wing to Garrett Stobbs, and his 3 is up and good. Second 3 of the night. He's got 8 points.
Wasn't sure if Garrett Stobbs was going to knock that one down. Didn't seem overly confident putting that one up. Stepped into it, a little bit of a hand in his face, was able to knock it down. Good job for number 14.
Penn for 3 from the right corner. It's flat off the rim through the hands of Marshall and into the hands of Tyshawn Ellis. His putback is good.
And not much you can do there if you're Teddy Marshall. That one a rocket off the rim, and he just trying to move his head out of the way and trying to grab the basketball at the same time. Nothing really you can do, but the speed that one came off the rim.
Telrin Villa on the right wing, sees a lane, takes it strong to the basket, and he has fouled. A pair of free throws coming, and that one likely on Bruce Dupay. No, it will go on Tyshawn Ellis, who picks up the personal. Now, both guys were there. Dupay's the one that was in front of Villa, cutting off that lane, and that's where I thought the contact was coming, but it was Ellis reaching in, trying to block the shot, who picked up the personal, and Telrin Villa to the line makes the first. He's now 5 for 6 from the charity stripe in this one. Second free throw on the way. It rattles around and out, and the rebound to Dupay. 56-31. Martinsburg out in front. Moorer with it on that right side of the floor. Gives to Ellis. To Dupay. Foul line extended left side. 15-footer off the front of the rim. Rebound Dorn Smith. Lob pass down the floor. Off the fingertips of Teddy Marshall, but he saved it along the baseline. To Kamari and Dow. Dow driving in. Looking to pass to Dorn Smith, and it's tipped and out of bounds off Stafford.
And from our angle, it was hard to tell if that one was tipped or not, or just a bad pass where Dow thought somebody else was cutting.
Inbounds for the Bulldogs. Telrin-Villa grabs it, gives a quick touch pass along the right side of the floor to Kamari and Dow, and from in front of the Bulldog bench, Dow connects on the three. 59-31. That's the second three this season for the sophomore guard. Like the way this young man plays. 5'9", and a pass at the midcourt stripe stolen by Teddy Marshall, but as he drives to the basket, his underhand leg up off the back of the rim. Penn the other way to Wallace. Deep three, right side. It rims out, no good. Rebound tip controlled by Villa. Down the floor to Marshall. Marshall to the rim, fouled, and he'll get 2 free throws.
The last fast break for Teddy Marshall, I think he went a little stronger, expecting contact, didn't get it. That's why it was too hard at the back of the iron. This time went up a little bit softer, got the contact, and missed it short.
Tyshawn Ellis will pick up his second personal. Both of those coming here in this third period. Marshall to the line, and the foul shot up and good. He is now 4 of 5 from the charity stripe and has scored 19 points. Right now leading all scorers. Telrin-Villa close behind, though, has scored 17. Second free throw short off the rim. That one wasn't even close. Didn't get the legs under it. 60-31. Martinsburg out in front. Dunover in the front court. Picks up his dribble at the top of the key, and we've got a whistle and a timeout. Second timeout that will be taken by Stafford. This is a full timeout. We'll take the 60-second break with 5:13 to play in the third, and Martinsburg leading 60-31.
Carpet World is more than just carpet. Carpet World specializes in a complete selection of hardwood floors by respected names like Armstrong, Bruce, Shaw, and Mohawk, and tile by Dowell Tile, American Oleum, and Mannington for all rooms in your home. And Carpet World can update your bathroom shower with very attractive ceramic tile walls and floor. Financing with up to 12 months deferred interest is available, along with experienced quality installation at Carpet World, 2330 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg. CarpetWorldofMartinsburg.com.
It's one of the toughest times you'll ever face when someone close to you passes away. It's a swirl of papers to sign and arrangements to be made, all while you're dealing with grief. At Brown Funeral Home, we encourage you to pre-plan. Pre-planning not only makes things easier for you, it protects you from rising costs. At Brown Funeral Home, our families are precious to us, and so are yours. Brown Funeral Home in Martinsburg, Inwood, and Charlestown, Ranson.
While Martinsburg leads Stafford 60-31 here over on the radio. 36-34 West Virginia with a 2-point lead at number 3 Kansas. 13:48 to play in that one. Dunover from the right wing for Stafford after the inbounds, firing from 15 feet away. It's off the mark, and Dupay gets the rebound and put back baskets.
Yeah, we saw Dupay have a couple of offensive rebounds. Wasn't able to capitalize on many of them in that first half. That time able to come down with the offensive rebound, get that second chance opportunity.
Dorn Smith, low post left side, turns to his right and banks it up and in. Nice shot. 62-33, the Bulldog advantage, 4:40 and counting in our third period. Penn on the left side of the floor, coming to a jump stop, had the ball stripped, and it was Kamari and Dow who had it. The question is, Dow is going to be called with a traveling violation. I thought he and Penn were both kind of battling for the loose ball.
Yeah, I don't
really
know how you call a possession, how you call a travel without possession.
So that's got to be a turnover for each in that situation. Well, here's a pass towards the rim that actually goes off the rim. Dupay the rebound. He'll give it to Dunover, baseline left side. Short jump shot up and good. He's got 16. 62-35. Martinsburg out in front. By the way, in football, coming up after the Mountaineer game on our radio airwaves, the Bills have increased their lead, correct?
10-0.
10-0 at Houston. A whistle and a foul. And we have a hold down inside. That one goes on Jacob Dunover. It's going to be his third personal. That was away from the ball that we had the hold in the lane. Inbounds to Dorn Smith, right side, 12-footer, off the rim, no good. Anthony Smith keeps it alive. Stobbs runs down the rebound, right side, 3 up and good. Garrett Stobbs with his third 3 of the night, gives him 10 on the season. 65-35. Martinsburg continuing to push that lead out. Wow, deep 3, left side up and good for Jacob Dunover.
I don't think he has a range, Matt. I think he's just wherever he feels comfortable taking a shot, he's going to pull up.
And he's shown he can knock him down. Telrin Villa from the right wing for Martinsburg trying to answer with a 3. It's off the rim. Teddy Marshall tipped the rebound, and while it's grabbed by Dupay, he was on the baseline. It's a team rebound to Martinsburg. So the Dogs maintain possession. The inbounds pass, Garrett Stobbs looking, bounces to Dorn Smith, knocked away from him and out of bounds and off of Dorn Smith. Good defense, Tyshawn Ellis, who was able to get a hand on it and tip it, then it went out off of Smith. Just the 5th Bulldog turnover compared to 18 I have unofficially for Stafford. Dunover, in the front court on the right wing, dribbling to his left, got to the foul line, gave a ball fake to get the defender in the air, missed the shot, got his own rebound again. It rolls around the rim and out, and this time Stobbs comes away with it, giving to Telrin Villa. Villa working into the front court, nice behind the back dribble, gets to the lane, and then slams it down with one hand.
I could be wrong. I think he's going to go back and find that highlight, and that'll be on Twitter before the night's over. What a move for Telrin Villa just to get to the basket and then to elevate and drop it through on the dunk. Great job by number 12.
The Bulldogs with good defense on the other end, but it's a kicked ball by Dorn Smith. He got a foot into that passing lane.
Jim's still buzzing about that one.
As he made that move and got to the basket, you were expecting like a finger roll or something.
That's what I was waiting for. You didn't think he'd had the explosion.
Yeah, he had that explosion to elevate and stuff it home. Dunover right baseline for Stafford, missing a short jumper, and the rebound to the Bulldogs quickly down the floor. It is Anthony Smith giving a little layoff, handoff type of pass.
Little here you go.
Smith, and Smith gets the layup in the lane. Back the other way, reverse layup, spinning off the glass, no good for Josh Wallace, but the rebound to Dupay, and his basket's good. 69-40. Martinsburg in front. 2:18 to play in quarter number 3.
First time in about a minute we've seen a half-court offense run. It had been back and forth for the last minute of game action. Great take by Anthony Smith.
Again, the Dogs have been able to get to the basket almost at will, and Smith gave a little hesitation to his left, went back to his right, and got to the rim. Now Penn, trying to do the same thing, will be fouled by Anthony Smith. He'll pick up his 3rd with the body check.
Yeah, and you saw, if you're watching on TV, you could see it, but trying to describe it on radio, hitting the deck was Penn, and you could tell that Anthony Smith was trying not to let him lean, and as Smith stepped back after the initial contact, hitting the deck was Penn, so you could tell leaning a lot on Anthony Smith on that drive.
Well, the inbounds pass for Stafford, knocked away and stolen by Garrett Stobbs. Stobbs into the front court, giving to Anthony Smith, driving in on the left side, double clutched on the shot. It comes off the iron, but he was fouled in the act, and will get 2 free throws. Personal on 2-0. Nicholas Futrell, the freshman, his second, team foul number 4. 71-40. Martinsburg in front. Free throw up, free throw good. Smith 2 for 3 from the line. He's got 8 points. Dogs right now have 2 players. Make it 3 in double figures. Looking to have Smith be a 4th. He gets both foul shots. 73-40, the Bulldog advantage. Oh, nice move by Dunover as Jacob Dunover got to the foul line. Looked like he might be backing his way in, then spun quickly to his left and took it to the rim. Telrin Villa open from the right corner, and the 3 up and good. His first 3 of the night. 76-42, the Martinsburg advantage. Dunover the other way. Short jumper just left of the lane, and it rattles home.
And he is cruising.
Yeah. I wonder where he is playing next year, because he is definitely playing on the next level. Anthony Smith into the lane, lost the ball, but able to tap it out to Garrett Stobbs, and in the lane, his short shot is up and good. Back the other way, long pass to Dupay, let the defender go by and then put it up and in.
Yeah, good hesitation by Dupay, realizing that Villa was going to be coming in strong. Just held it down, let Villa go over top, and then finished at the rim.
Teddy Marshall, a left side three, up and good. 81-46 Martinsburg. And Dunover had to wait for someone to come back. Amari Moorer does. He takes the inbounds and then gives it right back to Dunover. Dunover's going to hold for the final shot of quarter number 3. Dorn Smith out to guard at Dunover. Moving to his right. Now comes back to his left. Double team coming towards him as Teddy Marshall helps on that double team in the pass intended for Wallace, knocked away by Stobbs, and it's Telrin Villa for the reverse two-hand slam dunk.
You know, that first dunk was nice. That one going behind the head. Not bad for old number 1-2.
Dunover from the right side. He cans a three-point jumper. Inbounds for the Bulldogs to Teddy Marshall. Deep three from the right side. Off the glass and the rim, no good. And we will head to quarter number 4 when we come back. Wow, Martinsburg out in front, 83-49.
Floodwaters can spread E. coli bacteria. Here's Bill Kearns from the Berkeley County Health Department about what to do if your well is tested positive.
If it's just a one-time contamination, you can superchlorinate your well, which we have instructions at the health department. They could call and talk to us. You're providing an excessive amount of bleach down the well. Then you do a runoff to get that out of the system, to get the bleach through your lines, get any contamination out there. You do a runoff of so long, and then you can have it tested again.
The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court in Martinsburg. Call 304-263-5131.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Along with Matt Crawford, I'm Matt Miller. John Alderton running our TV10 camera. Eric Sterick, our producer engineer at the studio. Wow, all Martinsburg 83-49 as we get quarter number 4 started. Looking to reach the century mark. Haven't done it since December 27th of 2017. A 105-46 win against Silver Oak Academy. Kamarian down on the right side, gives down in the corner to Luke Fowler. His 3-ball off the mark, but there's Anthony Smith with the rebound to Dorn Smith and the layup good.
And Matt, they would have to have their lowest quarter output of the day so far to not get to that century mark of 100 points.
From the top of the key, Dunover for 3. He got it. Wow, he's got 29 points. He has been something else. 29 of the 52. 85-52, that Martinsburg lead. Villa has 24 points, pacing the way for Martinsburg. Kamarian down, right side 3. It's off the rim in the backboard. Anthony Smith, the rebound and the putback. 6'1", he's listed at, and he's been very good on the board since coming in.
And fresh legs for Anthony Smith, and you can tell just kind of gliding up and down the floor right now.
Dunover into the front court, moving to his left, gets into the lane, spins back to his right. Shot comes off the rim, but free throws are coming. Foul on Martinsburg, Dorn Smith, his second. Just the Bulldogs' second as a team in this second half. How about the Dogs' outside shooting, Matt? 10 three-pointers that they have made through 3 quarters. Dunover's foul shot up and good. He's 5 of 6 from the line. Kansas has taken the lead on WVU now, 43-38 with 10:19 to play in that one. That game is on our AM and FM airwaves as we bring you this one through the internet and our TV10 entities. Dunover with another free throw. It is on the way and it is good. 31 points for him. He's got a like play in Martinsburg. 36 the first time, over 30 this time.
Yeah, their Max Preps page doesn't have their team stats on, but I would love to see what he's done the rest of this season.
Bulldog basketball, Kamarian down, a floater from the foul line, short off the rim, rebound tip, controlled by Anthony Smith, drives it to the basket, shot didn't go, Battles gets his own rebound, again it won't go, and this time it is Belko coming away with it, and we get a held ball. I believe that was Ngasa who was able to wrap him up, but the possession arrow will go to Stafford. A couple of good opportunities there for the Dogs, but could not convert. The lead holding 87-54. 6:20 and counting in this one. Dunover dribbling to his left. Cut off very nicely by Sutherland, and Gossa there to help. Loose ball grabbed by Dupay, and he flushes it down with one hand. Pretty good elevation for him to get up there and pick up points number 9 and 10 on the night.
Seen some athleticism on both sides today, that's for sure.
Anthony Smith driving into the lane, looking to give a pass to Cyril Ngassa, but it's taken away and down the floor. Dunover's pass to Dupay, way over his head and out of bounds.
And Dupay running down the floor, hoping to get that pass, but just not the best one for him to try to throw down, well behind him.
Yeah, looking for some aerial acrobatics there. Luke Fowler in the left corner, passing down low, intended for Sutherland. Ball tipped away, stolen, but then the outlet pass for Ellis taken right back by Anthony Smith. So turnover for turnover, and then we get a foul as the personal goes on Bruce Dupay. His third, team foul number 5, an inbounds opportunity for the Bulldogs. 5:40 to play in this one. Kamari and Dow taking the inbounds to Anthony Smith here on this right wing. To Sutherland, to Ngassa, driving baseline right side, shoots it up too strong but got his own rebound. He faked a pass and then turns and puts it in.
Well, that was great ball movement, starting with Anthony Smith going down to Jess Sutherland. It was a no-look pass from Smith, and Sutherland knew exactly where he was going as soon as he got the basketball to get it to Cyril Ngassa.
Dunover with a drive down the left side of the lane. Fouled as he was going up. Cyril Ngassa a little bit late in getting there. Picks up his first foul. His feet were slipping out from underneath of him, helping to lead to that contact. Dunover's free throw on the way and good. If he can hit this one, he'll be up to 33 points. Adrian Penn back in, and James Robinson coming in as well. Very short bench today for Stafford. And I think we're going to get a timeout. So a 30-second timeout for Stafford. Let's take that 30-second break as well. 5:20 left in this one. Martinsburg leading 89-57.
Hello, I'm Michael Falk, a lifelong resident of West Virginia, husband and father. I worked my way through school and life with honesty, hard work, and determination. These principles have served me well in athletics, education, farming, and aviation, and have carried me through years of fighting for a more accountable government at the local and state level. These same core principles will allow me to serve you well in Charleston. I believe true leadership is sticking your neck out for right, even when it goes against the establishment. You can help me put principle over politics and beat the odds one more time.
Going to the line, coming out of the 30-second timeout, Jacob Dunover. Free throw up, free throw good. That's the second of 2 foul shots. He put them both through. 89-58, the Bulldog advantage. Nearing 5 minutes left in this one. Pass to Sutherland at the high post, knocked away. Great job by Sutherland to continue to battle. Robinson, though, eventually comes away with it. Down the floor, the pass goes to Penn. His shot didn't go, but Dupay there for the putback, and there's a foul. See who that one goes on for the Bulldogs. Count that basket. Anthony Smith now has 4 fouls. He's going to have to be careful. At the line to try to complete that 3-point play, Bruce Dupay. Dupay's come to life in this second half, had 2 at the intermission. He now has 12 points and make it 13. So 11 in the second half.
And you got to be careful with your Anthony Smith just for the fact you don't want to foul out of the game. Obviously, this game is well at hand right now, and it's all cosmetic. But you just don't want to foul out the first game you're back of this season.
Luke Fowler with a left side 3 off the mark. Dunover the rebound. Quick outlet down the floor to Adrian Penn. He drives down the right side of the lane for the layup.
And Penn's showing that explosive speed.
Anthony Smith into the front court, going all the way to the rim. He got bumped, missed the shots. The foul goes on Jacob Dunover, and that's going to be his 4th personal. Should be in the act of shooting as he was taking his steps towards the basket. So it should be 2 for Anthony Smith, and the first one is up and good. He's into double figures with 12 points. Another foul shot on the way, and this one good also. He is 5 for 6 from the foul line. Pardon me, 91-63 Martinsburg. Donover guarded by Cyril and Gassa. Plenty of flashy dribbling between the legs.
W. Harley Miller Systems understand.
In the 3 ball up and good. Penn now has 11 points, 5 here in this fourth quarter. Down the floor pass for the Bulldogs, taken at about a quarter court by Luke Fowler in a double team. He was fouled by Jacob Donover, and that is going to be number 5 on him. He's going to foul out with 4:16 to play. He'll finish with 33 points on the night.
Not a bad day at the office for Jacob Donover. Not quite the 36 he had in the first game, but I believe he probably would have gotten to that if he didn't foul out. But you're not taking out a large chunk of that Stafford offense. Although a great game for Adrian Penn. He only had 3 in the first meeting between these two teams. Had 4 in the first half of this one, 2 in the third quarter, and then 5 so far here in quarter number 4. So he's having a pretty good night with double-digit points at 11.
Luke Fowler at the line, front end of the 1-and-1 good. Second one up and good as well. He's an 83% foul shooter, 5 of 6 coming in. 93-66, the Bulldog advantage. Penn on the left side of the floor, dribbling to his right, got to the foul line, into the air. Feeds down low to Robinson. He'll get to Dupay, and Dupay fouled as he goes up for the shot. We'll count that bucket for Bruce Dupay. And he'll get a chance for that old-fashioned three-point play as the foul goes on Jess Sutherland.
And Sutherland's still a younger guy, Jess Sutherland, just a sophomore, one of those JV varsity hybrids. But he left his feet 3 different times right there down on the low block. He's got to realize with the size he has at 6'4", just keep those hands up and play solid defense. You only can't bite on that ball fake every time.
93-69, the Bulldog lead as Dupay completes that three-point play. The Dogs into the front court, and Kamari Dow had it poked away, but runs it down at the top of the key, penetrates into the lane, sends to Sutherland beyond the arc on that left side of the floor, and it's a traveling violation. Not sure that's where you want to be passing the 6'4" sophomore the basketball.
No, this is good experience for a kid like Jess Sutherland to get in with with the group that he's in with right now, to get these valuable minutes on the varsity level. There's no such thing as bad experience when it comes to high school sports, and a good rebound right there by Sutherland.
Yep, Penn off the dribble from the left side, missed on the 3. Sutherland the rebound, the head to down, no look pass underneath to Cyril and Gassa for 2. Nice pass. 95-69, Martinsburg 5 away from the century mark, just right of the lane, pulling up. Josh Wallace has his shot rim out. The Bulldogs clear the rebound, and Dow into the front court, spinning in the lane, lost it, but Sutherland picks it up to Fowler on that left wing. He'll step back for the long 2. It's up and good. He was straddling the three-point line, but Fowler knocks it home. 97-69, the Martinsburg advantage. Penn sending on that far wing to Robinson. Down in the corner to Wallace. Down low to Dupay. Fouled, and another three-point opportunity. Dupay gave the ball fake. Got Cyril and Gassa in the air, and Gassa reaching, trying to block that shot. Picks up his second foul. And Dupay has become the king of the old-fashioned three-point play here in this fourth quarter.
You say this is what, his third opportunity right now?
He's got 10 points in this fourth quarter and 18 now on the ball game. Another opportunity coming to add to his total. Free throw on the way. He really takes his time, puts it up. It comes off the rim, and Gassa the rebound. Bulldog basketball. A three-pointer gives him the century mark. Anthony Smith into the lane. Shot blocked by Dupay. Sutherland comes away with it. Puts it up with the right hand. Belko blocks that shot. Run down deep in the front court on that far side by Fowler.
Not a bad move by Sutherland, just a little too far away from the basket to make that move he made. And Gassa driving, misses it too strong off the back of the iron.
Yeah, good drive from left to right to get into the lane, but missed the shot. Back the other way. Wallace just right of the lane, shooting over Sutherland. Shot did not go. Sutherland, I believe, got a piece of it. Dupay couldn't save it from going out of bounds. Well, he did, but into the hands of Martinsburg. And now Anthony Smith, coast to coast. His layup did not go. Rebound to Nicholas Futrell, and we've got a whistle and a Bulldog foul.
I don't agree with that whistle. I think Futrell just came down. Cyril and Gassa was in the area, and I believe hit the basketball But I just don't think that you saw a foul right there. I think Fertrell just came down and fell with the way he landed. I don't think Cyril Ngasa made any impact on whether Fertrell's going to stay up or down.
It is foul number 3 on Ngasa. It will send Futrell to the line. He took whatever that shot was, it seemed, or at least the brunt of it, kind of to the lower midsection. You know what I mean?
Place you don't talk about at parties.
He caught his breath before stepping to the line and putting himself in the score column. Futrell, the freshman, has his first point of the night. 7:07 to play out in Kansas. Number 3 Kansas leading number 16 West Virginia 47-41 in college basketball. That one's on our AM and FM dials. Futrell gets both free throws. 97-73. Martinsburg in command as we near 2 minutes left. Who's going to get that bucket to put him at 100? Sutherland from the foul line. Jumper good off the glass. Jess Sutherland for 2.
Didn't hear glass, but I'll take that too.
99-73, the Bulldog advantage. Robinson into the lane, feeds Dupay. His shot rims out. Sutherland tips, and the rebound controlled by Anthony Smith. Smith into the front court, faking right, moving left, tries a little wraparound pass to Fowler, who gives a behind-the-back pass to Dow. Dow into the lane, right, hands it up and in. Kamari and Dow able to get that bucket with 1:34 to play, and Martinsburg leads 101-73.
Matt, it's going to be Kamari and Dow that gets that bucket to get him over 100.
And some nifty passing all the way around to be able to lead to that bucket. Here's a turnover for Stafford as a pass from left to right taken by Anthony Smith. He goes coast to coast for the lay-in, and the Bulldog lead now 103-73. And on the other end, a foul on Kamari and Dow as he tried to cut off Futrell going towards the basket. Dow picking up his 3rd. Team foul number 8. Stops the clock with 1:11. Coach Rodgers calling on Kamari and Dow. Come on down. Coaching opportunity right here.
Yep.
Futrell knocked down a pair of free throws a moment ago. Calmly steps to the line, puts it up and through. Like to see the freshman hitting free throws. 47-42, 6:34 to play. Kansas in front of West Virginia in that NCAA game. Second free throw rims out no good. Belko tips the rebound, but it's controlled by Ngasa. Giving it off to Dow, back to Ngasa. Down the right side of the lane, spins back to his left and had the shot blocked, but it's out of bounds off James Robinson as the senior will get credit for the block.
Yeah, it was a good move by Ngasa, but then just ran into 2 defenders. Not going to be able to get a shot up down low that often with two towers down there.
Luke Fowler from the right side. His 3 is off the rim, but there is the rebound. The putback, though, for Anthony Smith blocked. He gets it back, and this time is fouled. Dupay able to block the initial putback attempt for Anthony Smith, but this go around, Dupay picks up the personal, and that's now his 4th.
And I've been very impressed with Anthony Smith today since rejoining the team his first game back. And just has done a really good job of flying all over the court, getting a lot of second chance opportunities, playing very good at the defensive end of the floor as well.
And outstanding from the foul line as he makes them both. 2, 4, 6, 7 for 8 from the charity stripe. 105-74 the Bulldog lead. First time they have hit 100 points since December 27th of 2017.
And that was 105 too, correct?
105-46, the win over Silver Oak Academy. The Dogs committing a foul. Kamari and Dow with a reach in on that far side now has his 4th personal, and James Robinson will go to the line. He was 0 for 1, missing the front end of a 1-and-1 back in the second quarter, and he does it again here. Sutherland had the rebound tipped away from him. It's controlled by Robinson, and as he tries to drive the left baseline, a foul on Cyril Ngasa. He's got 4. How about this trend for the Bulldogs? Are you ready? Since I started doing the game broadcast in '93, Martinsburg hit 103 points in 1998 in a 103-71 win at Musselman. Then it took them till 2006 before they hit the 100 mark again. So that's a pretty good amount of years in there. Robinson back to the line, misses the free throw. He's 0 for 3 from the line. After they did it in 2006, took another 7 years before they did it in 2013. Again, a miss from the foul line. This time the rebound to Dupay. His banked up turnaround jumper goes in. 105-76, that Martinsburg lead. Anthony Smith to the basket and puts it up and in as he spins it in off the glass. 107-76 Martinsburg. Quickly the other way, feed in the lane to Dupay, and his shot is good, and there is a foul. Nice pass as Wallace able to get it to Dupay. Dupay gets the bucket, and let's see, the foul goes on number 22, Jess Sutherland, his second. Okay, so 98 then to 2006, then to 2013. After that, they did it in 2015, 2017, and now here we are, the beginning of 2020, and the Dogs score 100 again. When you look at their totals, 111 was the high, 111-72 against Shenandoah Valley Christian, December 30th of 2015. I don't think they're going to get there in this one. 107-78 the lead. Free throw attempt for Dupay. We had a lane violation, and then we get a timeout taken by Stafford. Chance to remind you, our game broadcast brought to you by Miller Honda of Winchester, the Mirius Group, and Ameriprise Financial, Parsons Ford, Smallwood Small Insurance, Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Berkeley County Health Department, Luttrell LC Real Estate Attorneys, Mike Folk for Governor, W. Harley Miller Systems, Carpet World, and Bechtel Jewelers. Thanks to each of our sponsors supporting our coverage of high school boys basketball featuring the Martinsburg Bulldogs.
Would love to have been in the huddle at that timeout or known the reason for that timeout with 14.6 left in a 107-78 thumping. The timeout called by Stafford, and usually you could at least have an idea of what's being said in that huddle, but can't imagine it's not anything that couldn't have been said at the end of the game or on the bus back home.
So the final score, 107-78 as the Bulldogs inbound and run out the final seconds off the clock. Martinsburg back in the win column, improving to 4-2. Stafford sees the modest 2-game winning streak snapped as they will fall to 3-4. Back to tell you all about it as we get into the post-game show after this 2-minute timeout. It's West Virginia High School boys basketball on Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10.
If you're not progressing in healthcare, you're falling behind.
WVU Medicine has planted itself here, and they're the first university that I've found who wants to take ownership of this population of Western Maryland, Southern Pennsylvania, Eastern Ohio, and the good people of West Virginia. And it's really refreshing to see.
I was able to do things that the patients were going away for, which is good for the patients, and it's good for us because we have more resources.
It certainly has helped take us to another level.
My name is Monica. I'm an elementary school teacher.
My name is Mitch. I'm a graphic design specialist.
We have 4 children. Currently we have life and auto insurance with Erie. Our agent is helping us to move our homeowners insurance to Erie as well.
They've always been a good company and good customer service. If anything ever happens to me, my family will be protected.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
Shop Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram today and find over 150 new and used vehicles to choose from. From gas savers to SUVs to four-wheel drive trucks, all of the new and most of the pre-owned vehicles come standard with a lifetime powertrain warranty. Now you can drive away with peace of mind knowing your vehicles are covered for life. And the best part about it, there are no service requirements with Miller's, and it's all included to you at no extra cost. That's right, no extra charge, and you're not required to service with us. Just follow the manufacturer's recommendations, and you're covered for life. With great quality vehicles and a great price, you can't miss with Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Our courteous, experienced, and professional staff is waiting to assist you with finding the perfect vehicle that fits all of your needs. Unbeatable deals and excellent financing is right down the road. Stop in today. Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Route 9 and Kelly Island Road, just east of Martinsburg, or online at MillerChryslerJeep.com. Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
We welcome you back into the Martinsburg Field House. Matt Miller, Matt Crawford with you. We've got John Alderton running our TV 10 camera. Eric Sterick is our engineer back at the studio. All Martinsburg in this one, Matt. They led 30-7 after one and 50-25 at the intermission as they outscored Stafford 20-18 in that second period. In quarter number 3, while Stafford scored 24, their best quarter of the first 3, Martinsburg added 33, their best quarter of the game, and so far this season, that pushed the lead out to 83-49 going into the fourth, and then Martinsburg outscoring Stafford in quarter number 4. Well, actually got outscored 29-24 as I look at my numbers correctly, but nonetheless, a big win for Martinsburg as they cross the century mark, 107-78.
Only thing you need to know about this game, Dave Rodgers never had to call a timeout. In high school basketball, if you're a head coach and never has to call a timeout, that means your team did okay. That means you had a pretty good game if your coach never thought that it was not something that could wait until in between quarters or at the half. Really, it was a dominant performance from the very beginning. Again, you mentioned it, 30-7 after the first quarter. That really set the tone, and you knew it was going to be a matter of what's the final score going to be. While Donover finished with 33 after 36 in the first meeting, and we said in the beginning of the game he's going to need more help from his team, and I think he got that today, but still, along with getting that better contribution from his team, defensively, they couldn't stop Martinsburg. Martinsburg scored in any facet they wanted to. They scored from the outside. They scored at will, driving to the basket, and it was really just a dominant performance, start to finish, offensively, and for the most part, defensively. Again, in that second half, when you have the lead you do, you're not going to keep the pressure on and have the statistical success you had in the first half and the second half, but really the best performance of the year so far for Martinsburg, and see if they can build off of this.
Yeah, there you go. That'll be the key. Carry this into next week as Martinsburg will begin to get into EPAC play as they've got Jefferson and Musselman on the schedule. More on that a little bit later. Our post-game show brought to you by the Mirius Group and Ameriprise Financial Advisors, Phil McCoy and John Everson. Call Ameriprise Financial at 304-263-4343 or stop by 1270 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg. We need to take a timeout after this 60-second break. We'll come back and run through a whole bunch of numbers from this one. Again, Martinsburg getting the win over Stafford. Your final, 107-78.
W. Harley Miller Systems understands the need and desire for reliable and affordable smart home solutions. Secure your home with a security system and keep a close eye on your family. Automate your home with a Control4 system and have smart technology work as one. Set daily schedules to control your thermostats. Push a button and set the mood for dinner by dimming lights and playing music, or just sit back and enjoy a movie in your own home theater. Put decades of experience to work for you. Visit us at WHMsystems.com or call 304-350-1931.
My name is Monica. I'm an elementary school teacher.
My name is Mitch. I'm a graphic design specialist.
We have 4 children. Currently we have life and auto insurance with Erie. Our agent is helping us to move our homeowners insurance to Erie as well.
They've always been a good company and good customer service. If anything ever happens to me, my family will be protected.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
We welcome you back into the Martinsburg Field House where the Bulldogs victorious over the Stafford Indians 107-78. All right, Matt, have fun breaking down the individual numbers.
There's a lot of them. Starting with the Martinsburg Bulldogs, 107 points. That means you had quite a few guys in the scoring column. 7 points for Kamarian Dow, 9 for Doran Smith. Telrin Villa, 24 points. That was in 3 quarters of action. Didn't score that fourth quarter. 4 points for Cyril Ngasa. All 4 of those coming in that fourth quarter. 13 for Garrett Stobbs, and that includes 3 3-pointers on the night. 22 for Teddy Marshall after 18 in that first half. 19 for Anthony Smith. Welcome back, number 21. 2 for Jess Sutherland, and 7 for Luke Fowler. Going over to Stafford, 6 points for Tashawn Ellis, 3 for Josh Wallace, 11 for Adrian Penn, 3 for Nicholas Futrell, 22 for Bryce Dupay, and 33 points for Jacob Donover. That was after fouling out with about 4 minutes left in the ball game, so probably would have scratched 40 in that scoring column if he plays the entire game. Another strong performance for Mr. Donover.
And as we look at some team totals, Martinsburg hit 10 three-pointers, most they have hit this season. Their high was the opener against Stafford when they knocked down 7 from beyond the arc. Today they hit 10. Stafford hit 6 three-pointers. 5 of those came from Jacob Dunover. Looking at the free throw shooting, each team took 25 foul shots. Martinsburg made 19 for 76% free throw shooting, while Stafford made 16 of their 25. That's 64%. 19 fouls committed by Stafford, 18 for the Bulldogs. Martinsburg, thanks to a strong second half, ended up out-rebounding the Indians 35-32. And how about the Bulldog defense forcing 23 turnovers while giving it up themselves only 9 times?
Again, we talked about it throughout the broadcast, and we talked about it at halftime. The best first half they had played the entire season, and you see the final totals and hear the final totals. The best game they've played so far this season, and it's just a matter of piggybacking off of this. How can they realize that you're not going to score 107 a game? That's just not very realistic to think at the high school level or really any level of basketball. It's not the NBA at the current moment. But I think what they need to figure out is what they did right and the amount of people they were able to get involved. This was a team win in the best sense of the word, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they can do in EPAC play, and that starts coming up against Jefferson.
And we will talk about that when we come back. A 1-minute timeout, and on the other side, we have the final part of our Mirius Group and Ameriprise Financial postgame show. We'll look at what is next for each of these teams and set up our next broadcast. We'll also check in on that West Virginia Mountaineer game and on the NFL playoffs that we'll be bringing you on our radio airwaves once that Mountaineer game wraps up. Our final in this one, again, it is Martinsburg 107, Stafford 78. We're back in 60.
My name is Monica. I'm an elementary school teacher.
My name is Mitch. I'm a graphic design specialist.
We have 4 children. Currently we have life and auto insurance with Erie. Our agent is helping us to move our homeowners insurance to Erie as well.
They've always been a good company and good customer service. If anything ever happens to me, my family will be protected.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
They're my closest friends. We've been through a lot together. Seeing our kids off to college, Kelly losing her mom, my 50th birthday. I trust them with so much. So when it came to my finances, I trusted Kelly's referral to her Ameriprise advisor. Beth gives me the comprehensive advice that helps me feel confident my financial future is secure. With the right financial advisor, life can be brilliant. Ameriprise Financial.
Back one final time here at the Martinsburg Fieldhouse, wrapping up the Mirius Group and Ameriprise Financial postgame show. If you've got retirement or investment questions, we encourage you to give John Everson and Phil McCoy a call at 304-263-4343. All right, next up for the Stafford Indians, a team that Martinsburg will be facing again later this season, Brook Point, and then River Bend, and both of those are home games for the Indians, who are now 3-4. We wish them the best throughout the remainder of this season. Next up for the Martinsburg Bulldogs, 2 games next week as they get into EPAC play. Matt, we're at Jefferson on Tuesday, 6 for the JV, 7:30 for the varsity, about 7:10 with our pregame show, and then next Friday back here at the Fieldhouse as Musselman comes to town.
Well, Jefferson obviously going to be an interesting game because it's the first EPAC game, but I'm really looking forward to that Musselman game. Obviously one of the bigger rivalries other than Martinsburg-Hedgesville, but probably the second biggest rival when it comes to basketball currently. And again, Musselman has been that second team out of this area that has represented the EPAC or the Eastern Panhandle in Charleston the last couple of years. So hopefully we get 2 good matchups next week, and hopefully for the Dogs they can come out with 2 victories.
Again, our airtime around 7:10. That's the pregame. We'll plan to do Miller time live from Shenandoah Junction between 5 and 6, and then join CBS Sports Radio programming for an hour as we get our score sheets and other things together. Definitely going to check those numbers on the rosters and so forth as we head into that one. And
we can hound those ADs. We know them pretty well.
Then we'll get back on. I don't have to worry about it with our local ADs. All All right, so that is our next broadcast. Let's wrap things up as we look to the Mountaineer game. Not looking good for West Virginia. 29 seconds left, and number 3 Kansas leads the 16th-ranked Mountaineers 58-51. Catch the final seconds again on our AM and FM dials.
Hey, before we go, we forgot a step here, buddy.
I know.
Is that intentional?
I'm going to get there at the end.
All right. Go for it.
What's happening in the NFL playoffs?
In the NFL, we were at halftime of that Texans-Bills game, 13-0, all Buffalo in the first half.
Again, we'll be joining that in progress following the postgame show from the Mountaineers. We wrap it up by naming our player of the game, and this one is a tough call when you look at that final score.
It is, and there are 3 that I'm looking at that are very well deserving. Telrin Villa, obviously with 24 points, leading the way scoring for the Dogs. 22 points for Teddy Marshall, 19 for Anthony Smith, and Jacob Dunover having 33 points. You don't usually look at the losing team when you look at player of the game, but dominant as ever was Jacob Dunover. So there's really 4 guys that could get this, but I think if I'm giving the player of the game, I'm going with Telrin Villa. Not only the 24 points, played well defensively, and had those 2 very nice dunks in the game. So I think my vote's going to number 12.
All right, and I'm going to give you a close, very close honorable mention to Anthony Smith. I thought he was just dynamite. I mean, he rebounded. He created havoc on the defensive end, forcing turnovers. He finished with 19 points for his first game back. Since, that decision, making up his mind. Was he going to play? Was he not going to play? Yeah. He came, he played 1 game. He stepped aside for a couple and came back and said, guys, coaching staff, I want to come back. And not only did he come back, but he came back and contributed very nicely. So certainly we got to give him at least an honorable mention. So congratulations to those guys and to the Bulldogs team on a big lopsided victory. All right. That's going to wrap it up for our coverage. Again, over on our radio side, you'll catch the tail end of the Mountaineer game and their post-game show leading in to the NFL playoffs. NFL playoff action will begin tomorrow at 12:30. You can catch that. The Mountaineers are back in action Monday night. You'll hear them, and then next Tuesday we're on the air with Martinsburg at Jefferson, our pregame at 7:10. Thanks to each of our sponsors supporting our coverage of today's action. Thank you for joining us at each of our broadcast entities available. Thank you to Athletic Director David Walker, Principal Trent Sherman, all the staff and the folks here at Martinsburg High School for their help and support with our broadcast coverage. For our cameraman, John Alderton, for Eric Sterick, our studio engineer, and for Matt Crawford, I'm Matt Miller reminding you final score in this one. It is Martinsburg 107, Stafford 78. Until Tuesday, so long, everyone.
You've been listening to West Virginia High School basketball featuring the Martinsburg Bulldogs. Today's game has been brought to you by
Miller Honda of Winchester, the Marius Group at Ameriprise Financial, Parsons Ford, Smallwood Small Insurance, Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, the Berkeley County Health Department, Luttrell LC Real Estate Attorney, Mike Folk for Governor, W. Harley Miller Systems, Carpet World, Bechtel Jewelers, Hagerstown Ford, the Brown Funeral Homes, WVU Medicine, and Panhandle Dumpsters.
For the continued excitement of high school, college, and NBA basketball, keep it tuned to Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg. All rights reserved.